Welcome back, everybody, to Mega Man 4 Buster Only No Death Run, and we're going after Dr. Cossack. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, I'm kinda nervous about this upcoming level. You see, playing this game when I was younger, I remember having all sorts of trouble trying to work my way through the fortress stages of Mega Man 4. And the fact that I loaned the game to a friend and forever lost it as a result didn't help matters in terms of my memory of these stages. So I actually took some time away from the game after the first 8 Robot Master stages to psych myself up for the castle stages, and boy was I right in fearing this first fortress stage. So we start right off the bat, outside, leading up to the fortress in snow. And of course there's actually a hidden E-tank right there. You know, those sneaky developers. And so we have these little slinky enemies, which are kind of weird. And they don't really appear anywhere else in the game after this stage, or even this first part. So they're kind of like a big-lipped alligator moment. Either way, they're not really hard per se, you just need to put in your 6 shots before they get to you, because they hurt a lot, last I recall. And of course you get a little feel for the ice physics in the game. This doesn't really take into effect until a little bit later in the stage, at the worst part. Now this area, you want to just keep going. Like you want to go at them without even thinking. If you try and hesitate for a moment, they will barrel over through you. So as you can see, I just kept pressing forward. Now this part right here is awful. So you gotta shoot, and then jump. You want to jump a little later than you think you would, so don't jump too early over the platform. You want to go until you're just about over the edge of the platform, and then jump. This jump, you can't really skip. You kind of have to... okay, don't screw with me here. You kind of have to wait for the pit hopper to come up first, and I'll just take my opportunity right then and there. And the worst of it is actually over. In fact, at this point, up until the boss itself, I'm not too worried about anything else the stage has to throw at me. And of course, mandatory rush usage. These next couple screens aren't anything to write home about. You get reintroduced to those ice physics again for the last time. I don't think you have to deal with them anymore for the rest of the game, actually. Okay. This part was always trouble for me when I was younger, but nowadays when I'm older and have better reflexes, I can do this the way it was intended. But when I was younger, I always used either the balloons or the rush jet or something. But here, we're not going to do that. We're going to go straight on as it was intended and just try and catch the ladders in mid-fall. Then of course, one last jump big, and that's it! Most of the fortress stages in this game are really short with one exception. Now, the first boss of these fortress stages does not disappoint. I think this is called Mothra. I don't really know, but either way, it is a very annoying boss. It shoots things in stages of 3, and they hurt a lot. So these shots, then every now and then, it will destroy a part of the scenery, aka the floor. It has 2 shots before the floor is destroyed completely. And as you can tell, the hitbox actually does not encompass the wings. I think starts at the pink canisters on either side of its head. And then, of course, every now and then, it randomly drops down, and I don't think it gives any warning when that happens. So just try not to get under it and stay away from it as much as possible. In fact, you could probably stay in one corner like I'm doing. Don't take risks, and just jump when you need to. Like, I almost jumped right into the shot there. So here, I should have jumped. No, don't do this to me! I don't want to play through this level anymore. So this is definitely a valid strategy. It will not destroy the ground on either side, the far edges of the room, but the middle of the room is fair game, of course. Oh gosh. No. No! No! Whew! Alright, first Dr. Cossack stage is down. Oh, I'm so glad that's over. Doesn't give me much hope for the rest of the game, you know, if it's gonna be this hard. So we'll see how the next level treats me. But yeah, we are heading on to stage 2, finally. I am so glad I have that over, and it was just as bad as I was remembering when I was a young kid. So here's a little sneak peek at the next level, but we're going to call it here for this video, and you're going to enjoy my multitude of outtakes, not just on the level itself, but of course on the boss. There is a lot to go over here, so expect some nice funny ones. Until next time, see y'all later, and stay retro. So as I mentioned previously in the video, the standout portion of the level was of course this section with the pit hoppers, which caught me a lot of time. So I actually practiced quite a bit on this portion of the stage, and even then, a single mistake or timing on jumping over those pits can spell doom for you. So the trick, as I mentioned earlier, was you have to jump a little further than you think you would to cover the span and hop over those pit enemies. Because if you jump anywhere earlier than that, they're gonna catch you on the back end of your foot and knock you into the pit, which is exactly what they're intended to do. The rest of the outtakes, of course, happened at Mothra. And I tried the tried and true method of going back and forth underneath it, which of course generated more parts of the floor to be destroyed, and it brought me unnecessarily close to a lot of his attacks, and it just didn't seem to be beneficial at all for me to do that. So at this point onward, it was me more or less trying to hug the sides of the battle arena and just kind of chance my luck that way. I realized this was probably a better method than just going back and forth underneath him and unnecessarily taking risks. But even then, it was just a matter of trying to dodge and figure out the prime times when to actually fire upon him while not getting hit myself from his blasts. Obviously, I wasn't very good at it. But either way, this was a solid entry into the castle stages, but I am so glad I have this behind me because, yeah, I don't relish this boss at all.